everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 horror anthology film 100 Candles, which is also known as the 100 Candles game. Now there are various directors and a lot of actors to get through, so I'm not going to list them all here. So in regards to horror anthology films then, I'm quite a big fan of the genre, to be honest. I've always liked horror anthologies. There's been some real classic ones over the years. I just like that idea of, like, you know, nice bite-sized stories that you don't have to concentrate too much on to watch. And what we get here essentially is, well, essentially it is something called like there's a candle game, 100 Candles game, and there's a group of people sat around in a circle, surrounded by lots of candles, and they essentially each have to tell like ghost stories. Or horror stories, and then they have to go in, look in a mirror, blow out a candle in order for the game to continue. If they refuse to do this, then something sinister will happen. So that's where we get the horror anthology aspect, because they're all like telling these horror stories. And there are 7 stories in total, including this, as well as like this wraparound story of them all sat in a circle telling these stories that concludes at the very, very end. Some of them are a bit longer than others, some are cleverer than others, but most of them are certainly quite watchable. The first story you get is essentially there are 2 girls playing in a forest, and one of them may not just be what they are pretending to be. Very, very short snippet of a story, this one, but actually pretty good. It reminded me a little bit of Evil Dead in some aspects. It was nice. It was, you know, pretty effective, even though it was very, very short. The second story was really interesting, and essentially there was this little boy and what you presume to be his father living in like this farmhouse. The little boy is not allowed to go outside. He's under the impression that there are creatures outside that will kill him and eat him. I think the guy calls them gorges or something like that. So he's living with this fear that something is outside wanting to get in and kill him, and the truth is something far different. I really like this story. They're really a great wicked twist, and I thought the young actor that played this little boy was tremendous, actually. Very, very good. So I really, really like this story. The third story, while it had some really effective horror imagery, and I think it was called The Children with the Black Eyes or something like that. Lots of good horror imagery going on. I struggled to follow this one a little bit, but there was definitely some, you know, effective horror scenes, I suppose, in it. The next one, again, was pretty interesting. It was basically this mother, and you're not sure what's going on. She's basically seeing this demon that's about to attack her daughter. However, her daughter is seeing nothing. So you've got this woman who's going absolutely batshit crazy, thinking there's a demon going after her daughter. And I quite enjoyed this one. It wasn't bad at all. The next story, story 5, was like a buried alive story. Now this one, it was in foreign language. I think it was Spanish. And it didn't come with subtitles on the screen I was given. So while I got the idea of what was happening, she was buried alive, and as she was using her phone to ask for help, it would seem the people she were asking for help were the ones that actually put her in the position she was in. That's the idea I was getting from what was going on, but I couldn't understand it because the screen didn't come with subtitles. But the idea was certainly good. Not many of us would fancy being buried alive, so it plays on some real fears, that one. The story 6 was arguably my favourite one, and it was a possession story. This priest is sent to cleanse this woman who is heavily pregnant, as she appears to be possessed. Again, this one finished with a wicked twist, and this, out of all of them, well, there was a couple that I thought would have been really fantastic as a full feature. I know there's a whole multitude of possession films out there, but I thought this one, especially the ending they gave, would have been a very, very interesting feature-length film, if you like. I really, really enjoyed the twist ending to this story. And Story 7 was another one that I just didn't connect with. It was about a woman that had moved into a new apartment on the west coast. And it appeared that she had some kind of stalker. Something like that. Anyway, I just couldn't connect with this one. I don't know if my attention was just there. I don't know what it was. It just, the story just didn't work so much for me on this one. And then it finished with the wraparound story and the conclusion to this 100 Candles game that they're all playing. These people sat in a circle. So, as an anthology film, all the stories, apart from a couple that just didn't connect with me really brilliantly, they all are reasonably effective, and there's 2 or 3 that really stood out for me. So if you're into horror anthology films, 100 Candles is definitely worth giving a go. Definitely, there's some impressive visuals going on, some interesting stories, and from my perspective, I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. I really did enjoy aspects of it. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you found this review useful. Thanks for watching. I'll be back, obviously, with plenty more content on the channel very soon.